Dumelan of Shannon. Dumelan of Shannon. Ninjani. Something along those lines, or whatever it is. Hi. I'm back. Let's decide on what we're drinking. I have this. These are both leftover bottles, right? Dine amarula, dine wine. There's more of this than this, and I'm trying to limit my alcohol intake. So to avoid drinking too much, as in there. I getting a situation. Dumelang guys, legay. I hope Lily Grande, level healthy and stuff. Your girl is back. She's back on the YouTube streets, and this time I'm back for good. I swear my life, I am back for good. Your girl is gonna be consistent in it and all that stuff. Anyway, guys, I'm back on YouTube. However, I am not going to be vlogging anymore. I think I clarified that in the last vlog that I posted. Vlogging is no longer my thing and stuff. Before we get into what it is that I've decided to start doing with my life, OOTD. Wig Shein, jacket Shein, jersey, cardigan, whatever you call this, also Shein, necklace Shein. Damn, actually I'm wearing Shein. And then these tracksuits I got from my ex. They're from Adidas. And then I'm wearing my slippers. That's basically it. But anyway, hi guys, I'm Bonani Ninjani. I hope Niapila. My name is. My name is Tukamam, and I am starting a new segment on my YouTube channel. It's going to be called Tea Talks, and it's basically a podcast for the girlies. Can we go my mornings, everything is fading. Gents can also listen to, but 90% of the time you're probably going to feel attacked because at this point in my life, which is why today's topic, today's matter at hand is being in a relationship with a narcissistic man. Baby, this is trauma, definition of JD. This is on my mind. Shut up. Shut up. Because honestly speaking, no one gives a damn. No one gives a shit. That stuff is scary business. That stuff is scary business, and honestly speaking, I would recommend that you don't get into a relationship with a narcissistic man at any point in your life, especially at my young age, my tender age. Sana, I'm traumatized. This is the first time in my no, I'm lying. I'm not lying. This is not the first time I've ever been hurt in my life. However, it's the first time I've been hurt to this extent. Yes, Sana. To this extent. Because yo, okay, so Zala, hey, irregular breaking down. I recently just got out of a very toxic relationship. I've been in toxic relationships basically my entire existence. However, this one tops the chart. Like, he is one of a kind. I've never experienced such in my life before. And the sad part is I let so many, like, I broke down barriers and I put a lot of my boundaries to the side to accommodate him, only for him to take me for a toot. A whole me. Anyway, let me basically break it down for you guys, how we started dating and all that, so that you guys can get a glimpse of why did you find out like inkinga is stress. It's like an investigation and stuff. So basically, this Ginger and I met in November last year. We met at Puff and Pass. If you don't know what Puff and Pass is, it's basically a hookah lounge, right? At that point in time, I was in a relationship. I was seeing someone, and I don't think the relationship was serious, man. Honestly speaking, because had it been serious, I wouldn't have left my partner one away for any. You understand? But yeah, I was in a relationship. It wasn't a serious relationship. And then I met him. When I met him, initially he was with his gents. I was also with a friend of mine. It wasn't deep. I didn't look into it. And then he hit me up on IG. He slid in my DMs and was like, hey, just passing by, checking on you. You know, bunch of bullshit. Okay, cool. Then we started talking from there on. Then we exchanged numbers. Then what happened? Oh, and then I was in a predicament. It was an uncomfortable situation. So basically, I had gone out with my ex-colleagues. They're no longer my colleagues because I accepted Gacho. But anyway, I was out with my ex-colleagues after our year-end function, we decided to go to a second location. When we got to that second location, I wasn't feeling it because I didn't like the place. Phoenix, and if you know me, the only place that I actually like in town is Goodfellas. Other than that, I'm a suburban baby. Count me out. So okay, cool, sharp. We went to Phoenix. I didn't like Phoenix, and so I decided to text them and ask him to come pick me up because I was just like, I'm not about this life. And also, I was no longer in a relationship because I had left that other one for Yeni. Sharp. I was no longer in a relationship, and then I decided, let me hop on this bandwagon. I text him. I'm like, hey, Hotman, Lento ela, He's like, okay, chill, I'll come pick you up. Where are you exactly? I sent him my location. He's like, sure, enough floor. Cool. I would think like 15 minutes after I sent him my location, he pulled through. He got there and he was happy to see me. I was partially happy to see him. Honestly speaking, I was just happy to be out of that situation. Like, you know, when people don't like you. When you don't like someone, please don't pretend as if you like them. Like, point blank period, tell them, I don't like you, I don't want you in the same vicinity as me. I'm like that. If I don't like you, I don't want you in my space. So I'm gonna tell you head on from the jump, Sana. You're not my type of tea. Ne? You're not my cup of tea. My energy doesn't match your energy, so play far away from me. Alright. Anyway, chill. So yeah, Boysen comes after about 15 minutes. He gets there, he's like, what were you drinking? I was like, nah, I wasn't really drinking. He's like, you don't want to drink anything? I'm like, hey, Joe, Aki. He's like, hey, Joe, naga, no, I'm like, okay, sharp. He's like, try to chill the ashi, I'm pa chill the move, she never gonna, ah! I enter, I'm paying on the shop, I leave my bag in the car. I grab my phone, I take the money, I go back inside the place that we were at. I bought myself a bottle of Amarula. Initially, I was planning to buy 6-pack istropese, but there wasn't istropese at that place. Or something along those lines. I don't remember what was going on, but there was an issue with the istropese. So then I decided to leave the istropese and I bought a bottle of Amarula and then got 12-pack for the 2 friends of mine that I was with. It was a whole group of people, but only 2 people from those people were people that I actually like vibed with. One understand that I actually had some sort of connection with. And then I decided to give it a 12-pack, get you the fuck off. I give it to her. What else can happen? Okay, I got in his car, we went back to his place, we got to his place, I drank, he drank, we chilled. Nothing happened on that night. And nothing happened, we were just chilling, we were having the time of our lives. I slept in the guest bedroom, he slept in his bedroom. No, he slept downstairs. Yeah, he slept downstairs. I think he fell asleep on the sofa and then I went upstairs to the guest bedroom and I slept in the guest bedroom. Something along these lines, I don't know. But anyway, chilled. Okay, fine. That was our first link up, I guess. And then after that, it turned into, okay, now I want to be in a serious relationship with you. I'm here to stay. Oh no, I'm here to stay. I want to pursue something serious with you. I'm like, rent and a flow. It's a labian. So I'm one person. I don't consider myself in a relationship up until I'm like 3 months into it, and I see okay, more we are hamburger one understand what's like who make us so was serious. Okay, fine. We were dating for a while. I honestly felt like that was the love of my life because he was doing everything perfectly. Everything was going according to plan and everything was just making sense. I was just like, at that point in my life, I was going through a shitload of things. I felt like my depression was coming back. It didn't come back though, but I felt as if though my depression was coming back because I was always surrounded by people that had negative energy, so that energy would rub off on me and it would make me feel some type of way, and I was just like, I don't like this for myself, you know. Yeah, again, toxic working environment. It was just a lot going on in my life, and he was like my safe space. He was like my safe haven at that point in life. Understand, I would literally text him at 12 a.m. at Sugu, send a message to Aisana, I'm going through a lot. I don't know what's going on, but hey, man, I feel one, and Boysen would make a plan. If he was available, he would drive here, come pick me up and make sure that, you know what, he's giving me a hug because I deserve it and I need it. If he was unavailable, maybe he was out of the country or something, and I would tell the child, spoil yourself, make yourself feel like the princess that you are. And I was like, love of my life. But anyway, yes. So that was basically the first 3 months of our relationship. He was a safe space. We were never fighting. It was always just me coming to the house. When I get to the house, I'm venting about mang mang what this thing in, and he's just there on his phone listening to me. Then after I've come down, he's like, "Oh, Camila," and I'm like, "Yes." He's like, "Okay, fall in love with times 3 and stuff and stuff and stuff. Ish, oh, and this bang, son. You know, an idiot is what I am." But anyway, okay, cool. So that's basically how we met. That's basically how we got into a relationship. Hey, our problem started, I think, like 4 months into our relationship. Because honestly speaking, we only had issues for like 2 months, and then I decided that I'm out because it became excessively toxic and like beginning at once, and I was just like, this is not working out for me anymore. But basically, we started having problems like 4 months into our relationship. What initially started us having issues and all that was one of his homeboys decided to tell him that I was cheating on him with someone else. I wasn't. Okay, let me explain. I was at some points in our relationship. At some points in our relationship, I was cheating on him. However, he did not find out about that. They told him about something completely different, and what they had told him about was a complete lie. You understand? So yeah, they told him, "Ukuthi, yeah, no, mina, benim chitela. Hey, don't. I have a boyfriend that I'm actually in love with. Him, I'm just using him." And I was like, "Oh, okay." Then I got pissed. I get very angry very quickly. Like, I get easily triggered. It's an issue that I've been dealing with, that I've been trying to work on for the past few months, because I've realized that if you want to get to me, just find something small to trigger me, or something small to just find a way to get me angry, and you will get the satisfaction that you want. And like, it's honestly so unnecessary. Some people trigger me literally just for the sake of, seeing me triggered, seeing me at that point. Like him, for example, he would literally say stupid things just to get me angry, and then laugh at me after. Like, are you insane? But anyway, cool. So yeah, he would tell me, but you know, and I'm like, okay, so but boring. And then he's like, no, get ring. And I'm like, okay, so much that is an issue. And then we'd fight over that. So we fought a lot because of isn't it a start. And it's not like things weren't being said about him. People would say things about him, and then I would defend him in his absence, but I wouldn't bring back the information to him, because it's just like, because I've already dealt with it. Like, why are you telling me all this? Like, understand? Okay, cool. So that was the thing that initially started our issues. He said he was okay with it, like, he moved on from it, and he said that he was chilled, he's no longer bothered by it. But honestly speaking, now that I look back on our relationship, I'm just like, bro, it made you insecure, because now every little thing that you were hearing about me, or for example, if he would call me and I wouldn't pick up my phone, he would trip. He'd be like, wow, and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, so you're going to accuse me of cheating throughout the rest of our relationship? Well, one human being on this planet decided to tell you that mina ngiyachitela and won't believe, even though you said you didn't believe him. But anyway, cool. So yeah, that's what started our issues. Every now and again, I was constantly explaining myself. I was constantly getting triggered because so like, to try to get to me, it was a lot, child. It was a lot. He went from being my safe space to me being, he went from being my safe space to being the person that I wanted to run away from. Like, it got real toxic, and it got real scary real quick. However, I do want to applaud him. He did not put his hands on me, ever. I didn't put my hands on him either. Yeah, I never put my hands on him. But he's, like, honestly speaking, sometimes he, sometimes like, sometimes I'd go off on him, and then he'd respond, and the responses would, like, like, he genuinely has a serious issue with me, because he'd say shit like, that's why Udula Ochaki the panic attack and all that stuff, and I'm like, that's deep. Okay, so now my mental health is, what does that have to do with our argument? Because now we're arguing because of our relationship, the issues that we have in our relationship. We're not arguing because I have mental health issues. Why are you bringing up my mental health issues? Hey Joe, this man would say a whole lot of things to me that would genuinely hurt my feelings. I don't necessarily think I've said anything to him to intentionally hurt his feelings. Maybe I've said something that maybe I said in passing and yeah, it hurts his feelings. That's why he reacted the way he did. But yeah, that's that. That's that.
I finally got the message, you know. He didn't love me. He didn't even like me.
How I picked up that this man actually low-key kind of hates me was maybe like in a joking manner. I would say something, for example, there was a time where him and I were having an argument, and to kind of like cut the argument and like cut it short, I said to him, G63, and then he was like, you could never afford that in your life. And I was like, wow. So according to you, I am that beneath you, that way now you were able to afford a G63, but I can't. What makes you so special? Do you understand? Like there's certain things you don't say to the next person, especially someone that you claim you're in a relationship with, someone that you claim that you like, or whatever the case may be. You don't say things like that because of the limit of you'll never amount to whatever. And I'm just there like, okay, cool. At that point in time, I thought it was a joke. I laughed it off and I kept it moving. But I'm realizing that those little things actually had an impact on my final decision. Like those had an impact on me finally saying, to me, it's chai, you know? Like it was the little jabs, the constantly trying to hurt me by either throwing in my mental health issues or whatever. And I'm just like, you hate me. You hate me. There's something that you see in me that I don't see in myself, and it pisses you off because you know that 10 times better than what you are. Do you get what I'm saying? And a lot of the times he would trigger me because I often felt as if though I see myself in him. Like the mental health issues that I had, I could pick up in him. And that's the good thing about going for like therapy and all that stuff, is that you're able to pick up on symptoms, not symptoms, but like signals of mental health disorders or something like depression behavior so like for example, I was able to pick up that he was a very insecure change, like he's genuinely very insecure. And I would tell him, "Are you insecure?" And he'd be like, "You're talking out your ass." And I'm like, "No, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 clearly shows that you are an insecure human being." But yeah, that's I guess. So yeah, that's basically where our issue started. It started with me just like feeling as if the muto projected the insecurities, and you know, he's trying to make himself feel better as a human being by being an asshole towards me. And it's like, sweetheart, that's not gonna get you anywhere in life. You know what I mean? Like, calm down. Like, deal with your issues on your own. I'm getting down, like, because I'm dealing with my issues on my own. I'm not projecting my issues on anybody. I don't wake up in the morning and then I'm like, no man, when I was 19 I had depression, so I'm going to depress the next human being, you know. I don't wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh, because I was stressed, so I shop hair, what is it? Is it shop, whatever it is. But like, you know, like I don't project my mental health issues on the next human being. And don't do it either, because you literally ruined potentially a good relationship merely because you didn't want to work on yourself. You didn't want to fix the issues that you had.
Girl, get up. Get your ass up, bitch.
Now that I'm out of the relationship, it's a funny looking back, because it's like I allowed someone. Okay, I was holding on to what we once were. Come back. I was holding on to what we once were so much that I couldn't fathom a life without him. And it was like, babe, there was a life before him. why can't there be life after him? You know, at some point I was convinced that this was the man that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with. But then again, until I'm going to be in this relationship a toxic to this extent until there is so many things that I'm willing to let slide in a relationship. Like, for example, in a relationship, what's the word I'm looking for? It's just not a word, I forgot what it is. But you should be patient enough for the next person, right? And I'm like, okay, it's fine. I'm willing to have patience. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm not willing to have patience because I genuinely feel as if though when you walk into a relationship, yes, you should be understanding of the fact that the next person is coming with their burdens, their problems, and so forth, so forth. Nobody's perfect. However, if I'm doing the internal work and I'm working on myself to become a better human being, why the hell should I allow the next person, the person that I'm in a relationship with, to like take their burdens off on me? I'm not doing that to them. If next up, and that's the issue that I have with a lot of men that I've been in relationships with, which is why I genuinely don't last in relationships. I'm very quick to get the fuck up and get out. I will pack my bags as quickly as possible. Okay. In a relationship, I'm not scared of being single, first of all. Secondly, I'm doing too much internal work to allow the next person to come and affect my mental health. That's not fair on me. Okay, it's not fair on me. So here I am going for therapy. Here I am trying by all means to separate my relationship from my mental health issues. And then because if you know for the Christmas when after do you get what I'm saying? But also, to be fair, I'm very quick to pick up on certain things. Like, I'm very quick to pick up on the fact that my partner is not okay. You understand? A lot of the times he wouldn't upfront say, hey, project in no. I tell from his behavioral patterns for when isn't as hammy guy, and I can tell. And 90% of the time, that man, when he was stressed, like financially stressed out, he would in essence take that all out on me. Like, he would behave differently. I'm greeted by a smile. Hi baby, how are you? Do you want food? How was your day? You know, those type of things. No fun when TV. It is for cute. It is for cute. It is for cute. And I can't why for cute. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? So it's things like that. It's things like that. With me, if I'm going through something, I'll tell him from the get-go, the way you got the thing. One mistake is chai go let's again tell the so I reach one understand. And he'd be like, okay mama, let's work around it. And we would work around it and we would be okay. But now, when the tables have turned, when you are in the position of hey mama, we navigate our way through these feelings. It's the emotions to I give it next on the doing the ancestors and it's like sure boss. Also, if a man disrespects you, to me, you should know so much like that's how he genuinely feels about you. I mean, again, I was in a relationship with this person, and every time he would get mad at me, or every time we were in an argument, he was bringing up my mental health issues. He was bringing up things that people were saying about me, he was, you know, those type of things. It's like the disrespect gets louder and louder the more they hate you. Do you get what I'm saying? If you are in a relationship with someone that genuinely disrespects the living shit out of you, that person hates you. That person hates you, and they hate you with their entire existence. They hate you hands down. And I'm just here like, I'm realizing after I got out of that relationship, actually no, I actually started more in the relationship while I was in it. Like, Dudu keep told me at this point, There's a friend of mine, her name is Lulu. I would constantly text her and complain for this and this and that. And at that point, I was mourning the relationship while I was still in it. I would cry, I would scream and shout. I would ask God, why would I love my life till death was part and all that stuff. The minute I left the relationship, I realized that there were no more tears to cry because I had already done that throughout the relationship. Before Kika, and I think I in essence helped myself, because then there was no more fucks to give. There were genuinely no more fucks to give. I didn't feel the need to go back anymore. So, hey guys, dating a narcissistic man is scary business. It genuinely is scary business because you start to feel as if though you're the issue, and they will manipulate you into feeling as if though you are the issue. The amount of times that man has told me that I am the problem and there's something wrong with me merely because I have mental health issues. Okay, sharp, we can on. But come to think of it, every time I'd have a conversation with my therapist, she'd be like, I'm proud of you. There's growth, there's development. From the person that I met like a year back to the person that you are today, Chami, you're on the right track. You are getting there. But the person I'm in a relationship with constantly is telling me, I went out flow. I went out, hey, what? Hey, when I in, hey, you will never change in life. You will never be a good woman. Hey, what? And I'm like, wow, okay. The enemy was within. The enemy was within the premises, child. That man would constantly try by all means to convince me that I am the issue, and I would believe him. I would get mad at myself. My therapist would be like, no, don't be too hard on yourself. You had a reaction to a situation, so and all the stuff. And I was just like, girl, that's not what it looks like. So like I was saying, like dating a narcissistic man, honestly speaking, I would not. But then the thing is, how do you pick up whether a man is narcissistic or not? Because they're very good at gaslighting. They're very good at love bombing. They will make you feel like you're the most special person on earth. But the first signal that you would probably get is a sense of insecurity. Your phone is not allowed to be off. They constantly need to know your whereabouts. Speaking of which, this man quite literally linked my Uber account. No, my Uber I don't know how to explain it, but my details were linked to his Uber account. So every time I would book an Uber, he would know where I'm going. He would know my whereabouts. And also, at that point in my life, I thought like, oh no, this is cute because I don't have to spend my own money on Uber. He would it would be covered by him in a whole lot immediately from his account. But then again, I was like, actually, this man was keeping tabs on me. He wanted to know my whereabouts 24/7. You know what I mean? So every time someone would see me in the club, they would constantly text him, and then he would tell me, hey, they saw you. I'm like, why do people have eyes on me? Let's start there. Why are people keeping tabs on me for you? What is the reason? Genuinely speaking, because I'm okay, sometimes I would. But on days where I didn't, why do you need to know my whereabouts? What if I'm there with somebody else's son? Also, honestly speaking, if you're in your 20s, please don't date anyone over the age of 30. Don't do that to yourself because they will play mind games with you. Your frontal cortex has not matured as of yet. And this is speaking from someone with that experience. I started dating when I was 17, I was dating a guy that was 25. So I started dating older gents from the age of 17. And honestly speaking, to me, that's the worst thing you could ever do to yourself. Okay? That's the worst thing you could ever do to yourself because in essence, you're being groomed. You don't know it as of yet, but however, you're being groomed. I don't consider myself a victim of being groomed. However, I was groomed. Well, understand? I don't want to victimize myself, but I was groomed. Because why am I 17 and dating a 25-year-old? Why am I 18 and dating who was I dating when I was 18? Okay, I was dating the same guy that I was dating when I was 17. But anyway, when I was 19, I was dating someone that was 35. When I was 20, I don't know who I was dating when I was 20. Was I in a relationship when I was 20? No. When I was 21. Make a journal last year. Yo, let it burn. Whatever. And then now I was dating a guy that was let me shut up. But anyway, like why are you dating men that are that old at your tender age? What are you doing to yourself? Why are you doing that? So yeah, I've been groomed, and the sad part is I'm only realizing it now. You know, I actually saw a girl talk about it on TikTok, and that's when I realized that, oh shit, I'm low-key sort of a victim as well. You know, like, why was I doing that? What was the reason for doing that? Well, understand that. Yes, sharp, I want a man that can provide for me, but can't I wait until I'm at that age that allows me to date men in that age group? Because no munyane, no gisala munyane, for stress those men will want to know your whereabouts constantly. They will keep tabs on you. They will make you feel inferior. They will make you feel like a smaller nyana, a kitty. And when you will think, oh no, he's just being a man. He's providing for me. He's protecting me. Girl, hell no. He ain't doing none of that. There's a difference between a man protecting you and a man being psychologically abusive, because what I was experiencing was psychological abuse. It was not protection, okay? It was genuinely not protection, because if he was protecting me, every time someone would open their mouth and talk about me in public, he would be like, that's my girl, don't mention her name, period, point blank, let's move on. I went, but no, people want to talk about me, you keep your tabs. Okay, wabuo utlotlela nna gore nna ke direng information eo wena o paletse go ba ga agents abanyana. Why are you telling me? Like, why are you telling me? Do you know what I'm saying? So that's not protecting me. That's not protecting me. That's keeping tabs on me. That's gathering your information on me so that you can use it against me in future. Pathetic. BTW. Pathetic. Anyway, secondly, yeah, sharp, he would provide, but he would only provide when it was beneficial towards him. He would provide when he felt like it. If him and I were fighting and I needed something, okay, I never needed anything from that man. Honestly speaking, like jokes aside, the only time that I can genuinely say I needed something from that man was this at the time when he was out the country, and I texted him because I was going through some issues mentally. I was going through a lot, and he was out the country, and he decided to send me money so that I could go spoil myself. I guess that was the only time that I genuinely needed the money that he gave me. Other than that, I used his money on absolute bullshit. I was either outside or I was buying, I don't know, whatever it is that I was buying with my life. So yeah, like I was saying, the way you initially pick up that you're in a relationship with a narcissistic man is from the level of insecurity. Like, the insecurity will show here and there. You'll be able to pick up more project insecurity, but then again, it won't be like head on. It won't be back in your face, but there will be signals saying things like, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be able to afford this. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have that. Hey, in here, what? Oh, okay, boss waka, sharp. Also, the disrespect. The disrespect is also a way for you to pick up that you're in a relationship with a narcissistic man, especially if his peers and his associates, friends, whatever, if they start disrespecting you as well, then baby, you're in a relationship with a man that gets power or that feels better about himself when people are belittling you. Also, being an independent girly, such as myself, being okay, with me, I am a firstborn daughter, and also on top of that, I'm from a household of multiple generations of independent women. So that thing has been basically passed down from generation to generation up until this point in my life. I would literally have conversations with this man and tell him the ideas that I had in regards to my businesses, the things that I was trying to pursue, and this man would be like, oh, that's a good idea. Hey, every time we argue, how the fuck are you gonna run a business if you how the hell are you gonna be an architect protect, if you think the way you think, if you're out here arguing with people in the streets, I'm like, okay, I get what you're saying. What you're saying makes a lot of sense, right? I need to work on my people skills and so forth, so forth, so forth. Because I genuinely don't like people, and everybody knows this at this point. I don't like people. But the way he went about it was crazy business. Because why are you yelling at me in front of your boys? One said to wait not me. Not this girl. So every time he would say something hurtful, every time he would try and hurt my feelings by bringing up either my plans for the future, the things that, like things that I would say to him in confidence, every time he tried to use that against me, babe, I would retaliate. And I would retaliate 10 times better. And he would feel like shit afterwards. Because I'm telling you now, there's never a point in time where him and I have had an argument or an altercation and he didn't end up shutting up. Because I can talk. I can run my mouth. I can run my mouth without even catching breath. Like I can go on and on and on and on and on for days. And I did exactly that. Every time that he thought he was smart and he was coming for me, sweetie, I left him mute. I left him mute because I know how to use my tongue. I also know how to use my hands, but I chose not to. Because you know what? What is it going to benefit? Okay, get on with this. Hey guys, BCW, there was a point in time where he said I was abusing him. He told his homeboy that he was scared of ukulala endling and he's so shy. I'm like, when have I ever put my hands on you? When have I ever done that? Why are you doing this? What are you gonna get from playing victim? But anyway guys, that's basically all I have to say for today in regards to dating a narcissistic man. If you have any questions, leave them down below, sweetie. Leave them down below or hit me up on IG, slide in my DMs, and we can have a conversation about it. But basically, yeah, I just wanted to say, hey guys, don't date narcissistic men. Like the minute you pick up there's a sense of insecurity, there's a sense of projecting and all these things. Run, kijima, get out of there. And also this thing of playing victim. If a man is constantly playing victim in the relationship, sweetie, he's wearing the panties and you're not. So get out. Okay? Get the fuck out. It's disgusting to be in a relationship with a narcissistic man. It's genuinely disgusting. It's disgusting. There's no other way to put it. It is disgusting. So yeah, I'm out of that relationship, sweetheart. I'm out of that relationship and I'm genuinely so happy that I'm done and I'm out. Yo, I don't hate any of my exes, Mariana. If ngamokara achisiwa ko N12, ngaba thusa go ngalaita stick some matches in myself personally. Ke mo kara bo mmele le tiriso a tshone go laita nna. Ke re matches ke That's how much I have genuine beef with that man. But anyway guys, bye. Hope you enjoyed my video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Share with your friends, share with your family members, share with your toxic ass boyfriend, share with that man that you hate. At this point, share with anybody. And yeah, I can't wait for episode 2. I love you guys so much. Love you. Yes, I'm probably gonna go. I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life after this. This is a honestly, because I need a job. I need a job, like for real, so that I can keep busy. Because this thing of being alone for too long, hey, that's all, sir.